Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the full moon in Cancer, and this is occurring at 27 degrees of Cancer on the 17th of January 2022, and we will be doing the full moon consciousness raising and releasing ceremony. If you guys would like to join that, the information on how to do so is in the description box below. It is a live Zoom event. So yes, very much looking forward to this. This is a powerful full moon, as they all are. And this is number, let's count here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 out of 6 full moons that we're going to be having at 27 degrees. So we have this process that we've been undergoing, right? We're in this final decan of the energies of all of these zodiac signs, right? That final decan is the end of the evolutionary period, those final few degrees before we change signs. And so there's a really profound energy here. There's an energy of completion, an energy of wrapping things up, an energy of really maturing and being in the ultimate expression of that energy. And so as we're working with this Mercury retrograde, for those of you who did not see that video yet, that just went out the other day, so absolutely check that out. We have this energy of mental mastery and mental maturity. And with this full moon in Cancer, there's a level of emotional maturity that we're being asked to achieve, that we're being asked to strive through and open ourselves up to. And this is also a major purge of emotional energy. And many of you may have been feeling it already as we've been warming up to this full moon. Typically, we feel the full moon a couple days before, but this one we've been feeling for a while, just like that Mercury retrograde, right? We've really been sensing these energies. We've been in this process of emotionally purging and detoxing, and we can't expect that to continue through this full moon in Cancer. We can also expect massive upgrades and activations. There's a lot of powerful energy coming in with this full moon in Cancer, really lighting up and activating that intuitive side to all of us. Remember, Cancer is the sign that the moon rules. It is a very feminine sign. It is the sign that represents the mother, the nurturing, the home, right? All of those fourth house energies. It also represents our intuition and that intuitive and psychic energy. So there's a lot of psychic energy coming in with this new moon, or this full moon rather, as well. And we also have Uranus stationed during this full moon, stationed turning direct. So Uranus, very powerful during this full moon in Cancer. And Uranus is in a square to Mercury retrograde and in a trine to Venus. So we may be seeing some interesting developments around relationships during this full moon as well, especially with that emotional detox, getting emotionally honest, emotionally raw and honest with one another. Possibly some confessions, some things coming to light during this full moon, some things that are necessary for this process of healing and catharsis. There's a deep level of healing associated with this full moon in Cancer. And also with that Uranus stationed in that process of turning direct, in that square with Mercury retrograde, and we talked about this in the Mercury retrograde video, how this is a real expansion and activation of the mental body, moving us from the lower mind into the higher mind, really stimulating and activating and opening up that higher mind. And so this is where, once again, we see those downloads coming through. We see all of that powerful energy, this powerful vortex of energy that this full moon is opening up. And so in a lot of ways, right, we're really purging and releasing all this density in order to allow in all of the light and all of the activations that this full moon is offering to us. And it's a real activation of our feminine, emotional, intuitive body. So a lot of powerful divine feminine energy that we are working with and refining during this full moon in Cancer, that's really preparing us for that 2-2 portal, which is a real activation of that feminine energy once again. Anything else we want to talk about here? There is, so during this full moon, we also have the sun in conjunction with Pluto and in a trine to Ceres. So we have this deep transformational energy. Our consciousness is going through this deep transformation at the same time that our unconscious is going through this catharsis, going through this healing process, this purging process, this process of rejuvenation. And so the mental body, the masculine body, right, really in this deep transformation. And with that trine to Ceres, this deep healing at the same time, this deep nurturing transformation. And like we said, that emotional body going through its own activation, the mental body going through its, there's just activations upon activations and a huge regenerative qualities that we are experiencing during this full moon. And we're really getting this opportunity. Although there is this deep purging process happening, we're also getting this opportunity to really step into ourselves more deeply. To really step into ourselves, to own aspects of ourselves, our emotionality, aspects of our mind, aspects of our masculine and definitely our feminine energy in a whole new way that we haven't owned them before. And we're really being asked to look during this full moon at the ways that we nurture and care for ourselves. Do we know how to fill our own cup? Are we operating from a full cup? If we're not, we're really going to feel it during this Cancer full moon. And we're going to be called to fill that cup and to really start taking constructive steps to continue to fill our cups as we move forward. It's going to be very clear where it is that we are running ourselves ragged or running ourselves dry. Where it is that we are failing to nurture ourselves. And yes, there is going to be a call to nurture others as well. But that's nurturing of the self. We're remembering what has to be first and foremost, right? We cannot we cannot pour into another's cup from an empty cup. I fill my cup to excess and I share the overflow with the world. That is a really great affirmation for this Cancer full moon. All right, let's see here. Really stepping into our higher selves and a higher version of ourselves during this moon. And we have 2 more full moons at 20 to 7 degrees coming up. We have one in Leo and then one in Virgo in the months following this full moon in Cancer. So we'll be moving through a whole maturation of the first 6 signs of the zodiac before we move on from there and it starts shifting away from 27 degrees. I believe it's like 26 is the next one after that, and so on and so forth. All right, so I want to pull for you guys for this glorious full moon in Cancer from the Sacred Sea Oracle. This is a new deck that my sister got me for Christmas. It's super cool. I'm really enjoying it. Really beautiful art and illustrations here. So let's clear. Guide us through this new moon. I keep wanting to say new because there's so much new energy coming in at the same time that there's all this purging and releasing, right? Guide us through this full moon in Cancer. What is going on? What does Spirit want us to know about this full moon in Cancer? About any of the activations we're receiving? Any of the downloads coming in? Anything that we're releasing? Anything that we're stepping into? What does Spirit want us to know? What does Source want us to know? All right. Okay, so we have Shark Spirit coming out, which is card number 33, Clearer Perspective. So we are gaining that clearer and sharper perspective and understanding, right? As we begin to understand our emotional and intuitive nature more. As we begin to understand our mental processing, our conscious nature more, right? With that Sun conjunct Pluto energy. All of this Mercury retrograde as well, even though it does tend to confuse sometimes, there's a lot of illuminating energy coming in, and this shift in perspective that Mercury retrograde provides can really help us to understand things because we get to see them from a different perspective. And with that Uranian energy pouring in, as Uranus is in its full power, stationed direct, remember, when a planet stations, it appears to be standing still in the sky, and that's when its energy is the most magnified and concentrated. So there is this jolt of clarity that is available to us during this full moon. And this is also showing some of us and reminding some of us where it is that we may need to take that time out to gain that clearer perspective. If there's been something that's been bothering us, something that we've been struggling with, this full moon is a really great time to unplug, to go within, and to allow these realizations, to ask those questions and ask for a higher perspective to emerge. Then we have the Moon Queen of the Sea, which is perfect, right? Reclaim receptivity. So there's that beautiful feminine energy coming through, that feminine intuitive energy, that energy of receptivity. Right, so notice how this third eye is lit right up in this card. And there's two of her, right? It's like the mirror image. And I want to actually get the book and just take a quick look here at what this card has to say. The Moon Queen of the Sea is activating your receptivity, your divine feminine power. All living beings on earth possess this magnetic femininity, and once it is awakened and wildly free, you will be deeply connected to the core of who you are as a human, regardless of who you were born as. The Moon Queen of the Sea, right? Connected to the core of who you are, regardless of who you were born as. So the more of the truth of your true nature, right? The Moon Queen of the Sea appears at a time when you are in need of honoring the natural cycles within your body and your relationships with others, who may not be able to see this deeper power within you until you can recognize and honor it in and for yourself. Remember, like all self-worth, that worthiness, what we recognize within is recognized without. People on the outside are only going to reflect back to us what we can recognize within. Tides come and go daily, shifting the moon and the earth cycles of the planet. You too possess these tide cycles within your human form, and it is time to revere these subtle changes within your body and life. You are alive. Rejoice in that. And the sacred meanings for this card are to honor your earth's body cycles. Reflect on your natural rhythm. Pay attention to your innate divine intellect and deep receptive power. Reclaim and own your organic humanness. Connect and listen to your body's messages. Take action on what your body needs. Anticipate your body changing in miraculous ways. And embrace your transitioning body. So there's a lot of energy of transition, right? Remember, and some of us are going through this in various ways, right? As our body is transitioning to a new, just something, it's transitioning to a new form, right? We're all experiencing this in terms of the ascension. And some of us are experiencing it as we are moving into different cycles of our, especially where our feminine is concerned. You know, an example that many are aware of for me is I am pregnant right now. So my body is going through, it's shifting into a new cycle of life. Anybody whose body is moving from one form of maturity, remember that maturity again, into another, you're really being asked to honor that. But remember, we are all developing our light bodies right now, right? We are all shifting out of this denser form into a lighter form as we ascend. And so to really honor that process, and there's a deep level of integration with that process as we sink more deeply into our physical form. And we really honor that energy. We honor our bodies. We honor what they're asking us. This is a form of nurturing. This is a way that we're being asked to nurture ourselves. Are we able to nurture ourselves physically? To take care of our physical bodies? To make sure that we're hydrated? This is a Cancer moon. This is all about water. So working with water, right? The tides were mentioned multiple times. So making sure that you're getting enough water, salt baths, and anything that you can do that honors the ocean or connects with the ocean. Is probably going to be really beneficial and really cleansing during this full moon. Any rituals involving water. But this is really for all of us, regardless of whether we identify as masculine or feminine, right? Reclaiming that beautiful receptivity of our feminine nature. And as we work, it's like our clearer perspective comes from delving more deeply into our intuitive receptive nature, into our feminine nature. and really connecting with the divinity of the feminine within. All right, what else do we have? Clear. What other energies here? So really honoring yourself, honoring the cycle that you're in, and doing the best that you can to fully connect with and embrace and embody what that cycle means for you. Then we have Botanical Sea Temple coming out. Blooming opportunities. Ooh, very nice. These cards, I told you guys, they are just absolutely gorgeous. There's so much happening in these illustrations here. Let's see. So opportunities, we love to hear that, right? Things coming through, things manifesting. The affirmation for this is, I am so excited to discover and create new opportunities and synchronistic experiences in my life. I am open to trying fresh things and watching them bloom before my eyes. My life is alive with wonder and magic. Yes, so this is all about creating. So this isn't just opportunities falling into our laps. This is us creating the opportunities. Remember, if you guys watched that 1-1 portal video, we really talked about this, the energy of being that dynamic change that we want to see in the world and in our own lives. Being the catalyst for that change. Really being the creators and stepping into this role of being the creators of our realities. And I really love how you see, it looks almost like like she's beaming energy out of her third eye. And then we see the same energy right there. So it's like, what are you connecting to? Who and what are you connecting to? There's a great potential for connection during this full moon with deeper layers of ourselves, our ancestors, our star family. Really broadcast, and the energy that we're putting out is being broadcast very powerfully as well. And that is, of course, creating our reality. As we always talk about, and as we all know. Let's see. Okay, so the Botanical Sea Temple is a sacred place you can visit in your visualizations as a place of refuge, healing, and inspiration. All right. And so there is a a ritual here. And let's see. It's essentially what this is asking you to do is to visualize. Is to really sink deep into your visualizations. If you're wanting to utilize this energy to create, really utilize that power of creative visualization. Really becoming immersed in your creations, what it feels like, the emotions that you experience as you are welcoming your manifestations into your world. Just really sinking deep into those and having some fun with those, because there is a lot of powerful manifestation energy, like we said. And then final card from this deck, we have the Kundalini Sea Queen. Command self-resilience. So that's some powerful activation energy too, right? Some Kundalini awakenings and activations happening for people during this full moon. And let's take a look at that real quick here. All right. The Kundalini Sea Queen is here as an archetypal example of what it means to embody your own life force energy. She is the representation of the great Kundalini energy that so many yearn to know within their own bodies. She has come to you in this reading as a signal that you are ready to open your body and spirit to align with this vital life force energy that is lying dormant within you. Where have you played into the doormat archetype? She is calling you to take inventory of your life, every aspect of it, to know where you must stoke the flames of your own inner fire. In which areas of your life can you take back your own power? Where and with whom can you reclaim your strength? What areas have you let go of that you are ready to stand more powerfully in? And so then it says, when you take the time to do this regularly and devote your life to living in alignment with your core desired way of being, you can have access to your own multidimensional Merkaba, which can take you to new realms of understanding yourself and why you are here and what to do with your life while embodied in this density. And so really working with that. And so this energy also brings back the energy of boundaries, setting boundaries, really paying attention to how we are allowing others to treat us, as well as how we are treating ourselves. And really working on firming that up. On commanding the respect that we deserve. And that starts, of course, with respecting ourselves. This is that energy, that masculine energy, right? That we've been working on. And in order to embrace and step into the opportunities that are waiting for us, we must have this energy of confidence, and we must have this energy of confidence, this energy of knowing that we are worthy. And it's just that take charge, take command sort of an energy. Being resilient. We also have on the bottom of the deck here, Sea Goddess of Self-Mastery, Embodiment. So really learning how to embody the fullness of who we are. And I love this. This card actually came out the other day in a reading I was doing with someone. It's really powerful. So we are going to read that. Because I think this is what we're talking about, right? When we're talking about emotional and mental mastery. Believing in ourselves, right? Believing in our worthiness. It's time to remember, acknowledge, and celebrate your innate royalty, your masterful majesty within. This energy remains usually dormant, and this card is a sign that you are ready to awaken to your true self-mastery. Be bold and authentic to your soul essence, as it is above all else the most precious attribute you can possess, and utilize to your advantage as you powerfully manifest your creative visions on Earth. Allowing celebratory acknowledgement will activate the truest embodiment. And when you fully trust that you've got this and you are doing what you came here to do and be and share with the world, you will be free. Right? When you fully trust that you've got this and you are doing what you came here to do and be and share with the world, you will be free. So trusting yourself, believing in yourself. This is what these two cards are really trying to drive home, the importance of that, and how we are in this process of learning how to do that. Right? It is absolutely key. All right, what else do we want to do here? Clear. Actually, I want to pull some regular tarot for you guys. For this full moon in Cancer. What other guidance do we have for this full moon in Cancer? What's going on? What does Spirit want us to know? Okay, so we have strength coming out with the 9 of Wands. So this is this energy where we've been in this energy, right? This protective energy, this wounded energy. We're really gaining mastery over that. We're learning how to step out where it is that we have been in this holding pattern where we've been protecting some aspect of ourselves, protecting our hearts. I'm really feeling for a lot of people. Because of past hurt, right? We've been afraid to really take that step forward. And we're now, with this full moon in Cancer, we're being given a little bit of that extra nudge in order to gain the strength to move out of this energy. On the bottom of the deck here, we see the 10 of Pentacles. This is what's waiting for us. All right? But we have to have the courage to stop. It's like we got to let our guard down. We have to learn how to let our guard down a little bit. How to have the strength to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. That's a big energy that I'm feeling. Yeah, we got the Hermit coming out. So there is a powerful awakening that many people will be receiving during this full moon. And this, with a lot of the downloads that are coming through, are going to assist in this. But we have to take that time. We have to go within. We have to pull our energy back. We have to take that time to get quiet. And yes, with the Seven of Pentacles here, this is a time where we are also evaluating. We're taking this time, we're pulling our energy back so that we can also evaluate the aspects in our lives, the things that we're doing, what it is that we're gaining from situations, from relationships, right? Is the effort that I'm putting in equivalent to what I'm getting out of this? Are my efforts going towards something worthwhile? How far have I come and how far do I still have to go? And is the juice still worth the squeeze? That's some of the energy that we're being asked to contemplate. And then we have the Fool, right? A new beginning. So we're being asked to have this beginner's mindset. And remember, the Strength card also represents Leo energy. So we have two energies that represent this beautiful childlike energy. And that keeps coming up over and over again. That came up in the Mercury retrograde video as well. The importance of reclaiming that childlike joy and innocence. So we're really being asked to step into that childlike joy and innocence. And we're being asked to, and now this is making sense more, because this card came up inverted, and I don't always read reversals, but I feel like in conjunction with the Fool card, there is a message here. A message of where it is that we've been in this energy of trying to make a decision, of reviewing all of the quid pro quo, all of that energy that we were just talking about. Some of us are being asked to take that leap forward that we've been contemplating. And we do often say that it's not recommended to do so during retrogrades, right? We got the Venus retrograde going on. We got the Mercury retrograde going on. So perhaps I would still caution, perhaps wait until, at least until the beginning of February. But there's a leap of faith being called here for somewhere. There's something, and this is like, if there's something that you've known in your heart of hearts, you needed to do, there's some risk that you need to take, some leap of faith that you needed to take, and this has been on your mind for a while. This isn't something that just came up during the retrograde all of a sudden. This is something that you've really been contemplating for a while. This is energy that is asking you to take that leap, to trust. The Fool trusts, right? He is 100% trusting in the universe. And so really take that step forward and trust. If this is something that you've been contemplating for a while and it's not just kind of a whim, right? This energy indicates that you have been contemplating this for a while. And put those burdens down. Whatever it is that you've been carrying that it's not yours, it doesn't belong to you. That's the energy that I'm feeling. So it's time to really look at what you have been carrying that is too heavy, especially if it doesn't belong to you. But even if it does, like, are you ready to rescind ownership? Is kind of the energy. Like, you don't have to carry everything the burden that you've been carrying. You don't have to carry all of that. And like, I'm feeling for some people too, it's like you don't have to carry it alone. So this is really this energy of needing to let go and release everything that's weighing us down that isn't necessary anymore. Where it is that we've been trying to just plow through, just push through. Where we've taken on responsibility. And yes, it's sort of like some of us feel like we have, it definitely is this energy of feeling like we have to do things alone. And this understanding that we can allow other people in. We can allow our assistance. I'm feeling that for some people too. And then we have the Emperor coming out with the World. So there's a huge, and this is the cycle right here. Right? This is the cycle of us stepping into our sovereignty. This is where we're closing out. We are ending this cycle of people pleasing. This cycle of having weak boundaries. This cycle of being wishy-washy, of being ineffective, of not, and I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, but this is just what's coming out, right? Of being indecisive, of not knowing what to do or not having the courage to move forward. This insecurity, of feeling less than. A lot of those energies we're closing out. And so a lot of those are coming up to be purged with this full moon. So we may be feeling a lot of that stuff resurfacing because we're moving past it, we're moving beyond it, we're releasing it. That's some of what we're putting down. Some of what we've been carrying that doesn't belong to us. Or it doesn't need to anymore. Right? And we're moving into this energy. This energy of competence and confidence. This energy of knowing who we are and where we're going. And confidently taking the steps that we need to take forward to get there. So that we can have it all. This is the energy. This is Aries energy, right? But I feel this is Capricorn energy too. But this is the energy. This is like the conquest energy. The conquer energy. But we're conquering... Not in a domineering way, like, right? Not in a negative way. Not in a way that's harming others, but in a positive and beneficial way that's bringing more beauty to the world. But we're in that dominant alpha energy. We're learning how to become the alphas in our own lives. Yep, 5 of Wands here, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords. And with the 9 of Swords reversed. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like coming out of this energy of competition and conflict, this energy of comparing ourselves to others. This energy for some of being unable to see another person's side. Right? Black and white thinking. Yeah. This energy of waiting, right? There's a lot of painful cycles that we are overcoming and ending right now. But as we're doing that, a lot of that, it's coming back up to be purged, so we're feeling it. We are definitely feeling it, you guys. But then this is what we're moving towards. Stability, security, bliss, fulfillment, joy. But we had to experience this in order to get to this. Yeah, there's a lot of that indecisive energy that I'm feeling here. The end of that. The end of this energy of giving, sacrificing what it is that matters to us in order to make other people happy. Yeah. There's definitely an energy of learning to speak their truth for some people as well. All right, what do we want to pull here to close? Ooh, I want to actually pull a card from the Secret Language of Light deck. That's jumping out to me right now. What do we have to close here? Clear. Full moon in Cancer. Get some closing cards. I was going to do a Divine Feminine Oracle. Since we have all this beautiful Divine Feminine energy here, but I'm feeling the Secret Language of Light. And for some people, it's like you set your intentions despite getting flack from other people, despite the fact that what you desired was perhaps not supported or understood by those around you or accepted by those around you. You set your intentions firmly, but you feel like you've been waiting for a really long time for them to come into full manifestation. And you've been continuing to feel yourself pulled into these cycles of disagreement, these cycles of drama, regardless of how you tried to extricate yourself from these situations. And you're finally getting that, you're finally beginning to receive closure in one way or another. Either there's a final action that you need to take in order to create this closure, or this closure is just naturally coming about. You have been taking the actions and learning when it is to step forward and when it is to step back. You've really perfected that art. The battles that are worth fighting for and the ways that you fight those battles in order to be successful and really preserve your own energy and your own peace of mind. And those cycles are finally starting to come to a close, because you've really learned and you've shown that you know how to navigate those energies, and that you are no longer pulled back into those energies, even when they're kind of sticky and they try to pull you back in. All right. So got that divine feminine energy just coming out and out and out. There's so much activation around those beautiful feminine qualities. Learning how to employ that divine feminine energy even when we have these difficult situations, right? Where we want to step in, we want to come rushing in with that powerful masculine energy. Instead we're using our gentle strength instead. Our compassion, our understanding. But we're learning how to wield compassion and understanding in a way that, like this last reading said, right, doesn't make us a doormat. Wow, and the turquoise in this card is really popping out to me right now on the top there. I don't know why that is, but the turquoise and the blues are really popping out to me in this card right now as I'm looking at it. But there's this beautiful heart activation, this activation of our compassion. Yeah, it's almost like we're learning how to melt through pain and drama by being more in our hearts. We're learning how to navigate situations from our heart centers, from this place of heart-based compassion. That's how we're navigating with our divine feminine warrior, right? Our inner feminine warrior. We are warriors of love, but that does not mean that we're doormats. In fact, quite the opposite. We're learning how to speak our truth from our heart, how to live from our hearts, right? And then we see that with the color too. So color, that's interesting that the color card came out, right? Because I kept commenting on the turquoise. So the color turquoise may be significant for someone. Turquoise or blue. Or if there's any specific color that you've been drawn toward lately, work with that color. There's something about the significance of colors. It's like, and I'm feeling the rainbow light too. Color as in, like we're going to receive activations through color or something. I don't know. It's interesting, this energy of color. Just pay attention to color. Pay attention to what colors are grabbing your focus, and when your attention is being drawn to these colors, and what that's bringing up within you. What emotions, what recognitions the colors that are being presented to you in your reality are bringing up within you. You may be recognizing other souls through color. Interesting. Someone may recognize their divine feminine through color. I don't know. Weird. And then we have divine animals coming out. So really connecting with our beautiful divine animals, our animal helpers during this full moon. Their energy is going to be extremely healing and extremely helpful. And I feel like, I know sometimes people's animals assist with their activations and their clearings. I've had people during energy sessions when I do a lot of remote work with people, since of course we're all located all over the world, right? And sometimes they'll tell me about how their cats were kneading their throat chakra while I was working on them, or different things like that. Like, animals are very receptive, and so the animals as well as color may be working on you and working with you to assist you in these beautiful integration. And then and activations. And then really interesting how I picked up the light beings card. That was the last card that was left that I forgot to pick up with the rest of the deck that I was just drawn to. So of course receiving that support and activation from our brothers and sisters in the spiritual, in the other realms, right? The other dimensions. And that went down on top of the color card. And so they may be working with you and trying to get your attention through different frequencies of light and color as well. And on the bottom of the deck, we have inward revolution. So this is all about that inward spiral. This is all about this process, which is so incredibly powerful and important right now. And I want to read that for you guys out of the book here to close, because I think it's going to be helpful. Because a lot of us are going through this process right now. This is also with the color card. Work with colors. Wear colors that make you feel good. Pay attention to the way that you feel when you're presented with different colors, and really work with the art of color. Especially for people who've been working with trying to treat depression. Especially, I know some of us experience like seasonal depression and different things like that. There may be different colors that work to assist you in purging, to assist you in releasing. Just play around with that energy. So the inward revolution says, you are always moving forward even when you feel like you are going backward. Your path may seem to go up and down or inward and outward. The spiral is a symbol of your soul journey. It represents a cyclical adventure into your heart center. You will continue to revisit aspects of your life to bring you to deeper understanding. Difficulties and challenges can command a greater focus as they help to build bigger and better dreams and desires. Each cycle of life is an important stepping stone that expands into the next. Your life will only feel authentic when you come to your own conclusions. An inward revolution will open you to the wisdom of your soul. It is a path we must all take to truly know and love ourselves. From this place, we move outward, back into the world, empowered with our soul's wisdom. You are worthy of all you desire, no matter where you are in your spiral, which is another way of saying honor the cycle. Honor the cycle that you're in. All right. And clear. Insight and inner voice got skimmed over, as well as soul family. There it is again on the bottom of the deck as I was putting the cards back in. So there's definitely that deep level of insight that we are capable of receiving if we take the time to go within and really listen to our souls. There's so much that we are receiving, so many downloads that we are receiving if we are willing to listen, if we really take that time during this full moon. All right, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. You are so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling about this Cancer full moon. I love hearing from you guys. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. My email is also down below with a list of the different services that I offer. If you would like to do some one-on-one work with me, please reach out to me. And yeah, I think that's it. We talked about the full moon releasing ceremony. If you want to join that, check that info out in the description box below. I love you all. You're beautiful. Have a beautiful full moon. Bye.